So we've just stopped for a quick lunch stop. You might have heard me make a reference yesterday on the last video I uploaded that we keep forgetting to check for rattlesnakes when we're sat down. So just to put it into clarification, Joe's been sat on this rock for about 20 minutes having lunch for us then to just have a look behind. I'm going to try not to disturb it, but you may notice there's a rattlesnake just there.
I was actually leaning back on that rock.
He's very still, so I don't think he's bothered by us. He's just having a rest under the sun, which is why I'm feeling confident about doing this little video back. But it looks quite big. It also looks like it's just eaten because it's got a bit of a belly, podgy bit. But yeah, you just never know what you're going to bump into. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how clear it is on there, so I'm going to take a photograph and I'll put it in after this little snippet as well, just so you can see it a bit clearer. But yeah, be careful everybody. But again, it's just another sign that they're not as aggressive as they're made out to be. He's very relaxed, and our third encounter now with a rattlesnake. All 3 times the rattlesnakes try to avoid confrontation rather than sort of biting, fighting, whatever you expect a rattlesnake to do, be aggressive. So yeah, you don't have to be afraid of them as of yet. We've got no reason to be. So yeah, Stupid Joe, bye for now. Good afternoon everybody. Back on trail on day 48 now, getting close to the big half century. Feeling fresh, clean, relaxed, nice rest in the nice comfy beds. So thanks to Mountain Mama and Papa Smurf for having us. It was very kind of you, and being treated so well and looked after with lovely breakfast and a meal. So again, if you watch this, thank you so much for hosting us. Back on the trail now. We don't really know how many miles we're going to do today. We're just going to sort of walk until we get tired. First day back on. You'd think you'd be well rested, but actually your body gets used to not carrying a heavy bag and things again, and obviously after a town stop and refueling with food, your bag's heavy again. So we're back on aiming for 6 or 7 days on trail without coming off again. So we should be somewhere near Wrightwood by the time we come off for another night away.
You hold it in your hands and let it flow. This cruelty of youth as you fall again, alone in the compromise of truth. It's in the eyes, I can tell you will always be danger. We had it tonight, why do you leave it open? And the stakes remain too high for the silent mind, and the shake and lonely itch that course down my spine to leave alone.
Good morning everybody. We're on day 49. I think it's 29th of April now, just to give you a bit of context. We got back on trail yesterday, did like a half day. We got set off about 1 PM and sort of, I think we got about 8 or 9 miles in yesterday in like a half day, so that was quite nice. And cold night, very cold night, and it takes some getting used to when you come back on trail from being in a town day, and then all of a sudden you're just thrown back straight into it, freezing cold. Met a few people last night, 2 Aussies and a French lady, that we all camped together and sat and had food together. It's been a while since we've sort of ate food with a group, really. We've been on our own for quite a while, just because, like I say, we wanted to go a little bit slow through some of the more sketchy areas, and not slow anyone else down, so we kind of made the decision to sort of be on our own for a bit, which takes the pressure off a lot. But you do miss listening to other people, especially people from all over the planet, really. Their stories, their background, their reasons. It's quite nice to just to sit and have a bit of a conversation with people again. So that was really nice. We're trying to get the miles up. So 100 miles a week is the short-term target. Once we've got our legs used to doing 100 miles a week, we're going to try and up it again to sort of 120 or so. But we need to claw back some miles and some time desperately now. So as you can see, it's a lovely clear day. As always, no clouds in the sky. Cold this morning, like I said, and yeah, we'll let you know as we get further on. We're in the hunt for some water at the moment, but I've just noticed there's a lake just down at the bottom of the valley here. Sorry, not a lake, a river flowing through. So at worst case, we'll drop down there and grab some water from there in a minute, and then get on with our mission. So exciting day all round yesterday. Joe nearly sat on a rattlesnake. Good way to get back on the trail, and cold night's sleep. Living the dream. So our daily job of collecting water, as you can see, this is about as clear as it's going to get, which is nice.
Watertight excuse. It's in the eyes. I can tell you will always be danger. We had it tonight. Why do you always seek absolution? It's in the eyes. I can tell you will always be danger. Does the earth around your feet just slip away and abandon, greet you in the night? Snake eyes, the most precious kind.
Hello everybody, so we're on about mile 280 and we've just got a really lovely view of Big Bear Lake where we stayed in town day yesterday. So that was the area we stayed in. It's absolutely stunning from here with the big white mountains in the background, and as you can see it goes on for quite some distance as well. That was nice. We went to a pizza place, Mama's Pizza, on the afternoon and got a pizza from there. That was absolutely delicious. Probably up there as one of the nicest we've had, I think, out here. And on the night we went for an Indian to, I I can't remember what the Indian was called now. There was two there. There's one called Madras, and then there's another one which is like a more of a restaurant. But actually, it wasn't really that nice. If I'm honest, it was okay, but I think the curries in the UK are so different. It wasn't really full of flavour or spice. It was very, very overly creamy. So not to our taste, but I'm sure that's a personal preference. And so yeah, we had a lovely day. It was nice to switch off and do a bit of sightseeing, which is what we're trying to do as much as we can. Take in America rather than just taking in the miles. Back everybody. On mile 282 now. Just a couple of miles away from our sort of 12.5 mile minimum finishing point for the day. And I just thought I'd get the camera back out, and there's Joe. But we're back in the world of the breathtaking views again. It's to come around the corner and then just walk back into this is pretty impressive. It's been back in the snow again today, which was nice. It's got to a point now where any snow that's left or patches, it's really, really slushy, and even underneath the snow has the ground is really wet now, so it's starting to subside. So now it's actually more dangerous than it's probably been, because like I say, the snow is slippy and slushy and giving way under you, and then if you do manage to get a foothold on the floor, that gives way on you as well. So the sort of ridge bits that we've been doing might not be as sort of dangerous in terms of a drop of what we have done, but it's still very easy to turn an ankle or have a bit of a bad fall really. So we're being very careful, which is kind of why I've not really had the camera out again that much recently. But I kind of think we're getting through that now, and the last few snow patches we've seen have sort of not been on the path, so that's a positive. Kind of getting to the point where I'm looking forward to the desert. The Mojavean places coming up shortly. I'm sure as soon as I'm in there I'll be shouting on here, bring back the snow because I'm too hot. But we are British and we do like to whinge. I'm going to try and get back up to the 15 to 20 miles next week, and then keep at that for a while, and then hopefully as our trail legs improve we'll be able to get to the 20 pluses and beyond there. So I'm still happy with where we're at and what sort of mileage is left. I still think we can get to Canada. It's just going to be a bit more of a push now than it was when we first started. We're still about 10 days behind where we wanted to be at this point, but you just can't help the weather. So yeah, pushing on. Hopefully get to Hot Springs tomorrow, which will be quite interesting to see, and then from there we've got two sort of short hikes to two small town stops. Probably just do Nero's in them, won't be staying around too long. That'll claw back 2 days and then we'll get moving again. Just one more thing I forgot to mention before I go. Just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who watches the YouTube channels. We're over 17,000 views now on this channel, sorry, which is absolutely mind-blowing to us. We originally set out expecting to have 50 or 60 subscribers of friends and family back home, and I remember at one point laughing and saying, because obviously as I've mentioned before, Joe's not 100% keen on being on the video camera side of things, and I said to her it won't matter because we'll be lucky if we ever get more than 100 subscribers, and now when we're looking and we're on 500 plus, it's so humbling. I'm really, really grateful, and every comment we get on the videos and interactions that everybody gives from home and away means the world to us, and that extends on to anyone who comments and sort of messages on the Facebook as well. We get so many messages. We try and respond to as many as we can, or at least read them and sort of react to them so people know we've read them. But again, it's it's just brilliant for us, and it genuinely does help us every day, especially on the tough days, knowing that we've got so much support from what is now around the world. It's, even to say that is unbelievable, really. And yeah, and obviously our close friends and family back home, some of the messages of support we're getting from sort of my sister and her husband, Carl and Emma, and the kids, Jake and Mia, my niece and nephew, who I can't wait to get home and see. And my dad is kind of like our little researcher. Him and his wife Julia, who's my stepmom's, constantly watching YouTube videos of other people and who are a few miles ahead of us and relaying what they've gone through, or helpful tips to us before we get there. So it's been brilliant, absolutely amazing, the support and help we've had. So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Good morning everybody. Day 50. There was a point I didn't think we were going to get to 50 days when we were scrambling over ledges on San Jacinto and trying to angle our way through Mission Creek, but we're here. I'm really pleased with our progress so far. Yesterday went really well. We got just under 14 mile in, got to the campsite we were aiming for. When we got there we were greeted by about 20 other hikers. Turns out that was people's aims and targets from all over to get to, because it's quite a popular campsite called Silver Creek. Really nice atmosphere. Some people playing ukuleles. That was nice, just to have a bit of background music in the area. Gently played as well, so it wasn't in your face. It was a really nice night talking to people, and there was a couple of Brits there, which was nice as well. But there was a bit of a development we were all discussing, and it's been brought to everyone's attention that there's a problematic bear in the area. When I say problematic, in all honesty, let's be honest, there's 3,000 hikers walking through his habitat. That's probably more of a problem to the bear than we're giving him credit for. We've got to accept that we're here and we are affecting wildlife, so to call it problematic bear, I think it's a bit harsh, but still, out the politics. This bear's discovered that hikers have food with them and made it his personal mission to request being given that food, let's say. So on 2 occasions that we're aware of so far, when people have been asleep in the tent at night, the bears first time went for someone's hiker bag, ripped it to shreds, took the food and ate it. And the second time, the other person has, in the right way, heard about it, took the food out of the bag, put it away from the tent, woke up in the morning and the food bag's been shredded, and again all the food's been taken. In all honesty, you just got to let the bear have it anyway. Even if you put up a fight or try and defend your food, the bear's still going to get your food. He's just going to take you out with it. So, got to be a bit more careful.
Can you find the time to let your lover love you? He only wants to show you the things he wants to learn to. The hardest parts you'll get through, and in the end you'll have your best friend.
Hello everybody. Oh, long day today. We've done just coming up to 13 mile now. Got about 2 and a bit mile left to go to get to our camp spot for the night. Splinters cabin, I believe it's called. on mile 299. It's pretty encouraging that we're sort of about to hit the next 100-mile landmark. It's took us 7 days to get the last 100 mile, and the 100 mile before that took over 30. So just shows that the terrain's improving, but also our miles are back up to where they should be. So we're really pleased with that. We've actually done, I think, 35 miles in 2.5 days since we came back on the trail. So, like I say, really encouraging for us, clawing back the miles that we've lost and getting on with it. So happy days with that. When we get to Splinters cabin, we've got a decision to make, because there is a malt shop a couple of miles off trail. It sells sort of burgers and milkshakes and fries, snacks. So we could, because we're going to get to camp reasonably early. It's only about 3:30 now, I believe. Yeah, 3:30, and got about 2 miles left. So I think in theory we should be there for 4:30, which is a little bit early to just call it a day. So we may go out for a little off-trail expedition, get hopefully some beer, some burgers or some food, some stodge as we call it in the UK, maybe get a few more snacks, come back on trail. So might have a little Jolly Boys outing coming up, but when we get there we'll see how we feel, because it's our biggest mileage day for probably a month, so we are feeling a bit tired today. Also, it's not just leaving trail, it's sort of a mile or so to a hitchhiking point, and then hitchhiking into town, and then once you've been there, getting dropped off and a mile back. Our biggest day then, in a month or so, in theory would probably become the biggest day that we've walked in 24 hours on the trail. I think at the moment it's about 17 mile, and this would put us over 18. So decisions to make. Do we do it for a beer and some food, or do we just rest up and be sensible? I vote beer. We'll see what Joe says. So day 50, half a century done. We'll be crossing that either tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure. Depends on where our path goes. Let's have a little look. I might have to go back.
I got a case of the restless legs, yeah, tireless wandering.